Hello, hello, hello. Hello, good morning. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Good morning. How is everybody today? Good morning, good morning, good afternoon to some of you. How are you today? How are you this week? Can you believe we're already at the end of the month? Crazy. July went by so fast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty. You guys can go ahead and start typing into the chat anything that you'd like to be coached around. Anything you'd like to be coached around. Okay. Okay. Good morning. Okay. Anybody else want to be coached this morning? Type into the chat what you'd like to be coached around. Okay. Okay, Navi. Let's figure this out then. You're up here. All right, Navi.
Hello.
Hi. Let's figure this out for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. All righty. So, what would be the most important thing to talk about today?
So yeah. Last week on the breakthrough mentorship, I think it already started coming up, but then now it's like very strong. So I feel like when my clients are sitting in their discomfort, whether that be emotions, physical symptoms now are coming up a lot. And I haven't really addressed that because physical symptoms have been coming up for about a year that I even started doing breakthroughs on my clients. So yesterday, I get on a call with my client. We're ready to do the releasing. Got everything I needed, was grounding and connecting, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I feel really nauseous and I have a really sharp headache. And I know today's call is really important." She's like, "I have to go." And immediately I just broke down after, like, because we didn't even get to go into it. We didn't have our call. I told her, "No worries, we'll do it next week." Because I could tell she just felt, I could feel her through the screen that she was nauseous. And immediately after, I sat with that for about a day, and I feel like it's my fault. I feel that it's my fault that people are getting sick. And I felt like that last year too. I felt like it was my fault that my client that was grieving was throwing up every week. Um, I feel like when anybody's in discomfort around me, I've always felt like it's my fault. And it made me this morning really just, it's so big that like it made me want to quit coaching, and I love coaching. So I'm just so scared.
So, what would you like to have at the end of this call today?
I just want to know that it's not my fault.
So, instead of knowing that it's not your fault, what do you want to have?
I want trust. I want freedom, wisdom, and power. I want like all of this to actually make me a better coach somehow. And I want to believe that.
So, how will you know you have the trust, freedom, wisdom, and power that's going to make you a better coach?
If someone shares discomfort like that, like I'm gonna have a clarity of mind, you know? I feel like even if it's not, if someone's telling me that, I'm not even fearing that, you know? Like I just feel very clear in my mind. I feel grounded, so I'm not like getting into my head when I think about this. Um, yeah, I'll just feel freedom in my body, clear navigation. I'm not gonna want to hide. So I'm hiding. I know I'm doing that when this comes up, like really bad. So I feel like I'm not gonna hide. Like I'm just gonna be like open. Yeah.
So, what does it represent to you that your clients are getting sick?
That I'm not good at what I do, that I'm the problem. It's my fault. I'm a parasite.
What are the negative qualities and characteristics of a parasite?
Someone who's dark, feeds off of sickness, unhealthy, toxic.
Anything else?
Um, shouldn't be trusted.
So, when you think about not being good at what you do, you being the problem, it all being your fault, and being a parasite, when you're thinking about that, how is that affecting how you run your business?
I'm like tiptoeing. I'm hiding my, like what I really want to say. Um, I'm scared that I might be harming people instead of like helping them. So then I like start doubting myself. And then this thought always comes up in my business, like I'm so fucked up. Like I don't have my shit together. So how am I helping people? And then I kind of put my clients on a pedestal when it's my business, you know?
So, you said that you're hiding what you really want to say. What do you really want to say?
That it's important to feel all of our emotions and that there's still a lot of love to be had there. There's actually more love that can be had if we feel our pain and our discomfort. What else do I want to say? Like, I kind of let them like go into storyland like for a long time, like before I can be like, hey, like reel it back in. You know what I mean? Like I just struggle with that a lot to like cut them or to interrupt them when they're saying things that aren't really helpful for the session. Because I feel bad because they're in like so much discomfort. I'm not being direct. Sometimes I want to tell them that I'm not perfect.
What do you gain by making your clients' coaching sessions all about you?
What?
What do you gain by making your clients' coaching sessions all about you?
Well, now I just feel bad. I don't know. I don't think I make it about me consciously.
So you want to tell them that you just want to tell them that you're not perfect. You don't want to be direct with them to get them where they need to be. You don't want to intrude on their stories to have more time to coach them. You're not going to tell them the information that they need to know because you don't want to have to feel bad. How is that not making it about you?
Oh, I see. There's a lot of like I in that. Mm, yeah. So what was your question?
So,
I,
what do you gain by making their sessions all about you?
I think it's like uh sorry, I just feel really guilty. It's like blocking me from answering that question. Like I feel like really guilty now for all the clients I've had over the past 4 years. If I've been making it all about me, then I don't know. I just feel really bad. I feel very guilty right now and ashamed that I'm not a good coach. I think what I gain from making it about me is like something related to like finally I have a purpose. I try really hard not to do that, I think, to fuck it up, but yeah.
So, what's your definition of purpose?
Well, I'm finally good at something. Or
So,
like
what's your definition of purpose?
being useful in this world.
So, it makes sense that if you see that if you're not being useful to your clients, that you would feel like that you weren't good at coaching. You're not being useful for them if you're making them sick. Therefore, you have no purpose.
Mm.
So, if you have no purpose, how's that a problem?
Well, then I just really don't belong here. was a mistake.
If you don't belong and you're a mistake, how's that a problem?
Well, then I'm not loved, I'm not accepted. I just feel really sad and depressed. Suicidal.
So, where, if at all, is there a parasite in your life that's feeding off of the dark and the sickness?
I think inside of me. Uh, yeah. In my womb space, in my sacral.
Can I state an observation?
Yeah.
I promise it's going to be a good one.
I'm
I'm
excited.
not going to smack you down like I did before.
Okay.
So, one, a parasite being inside of you in that womb space, that sacral chakra area, that's the start of your identity center. So, of course, it makes sense that if there's something that's like sucking the energy out and is toxic, that it would be affecting how you view yourself and how you show up in the world. And I want you to hear this. If you have one inside of you, so do your clients, and it's not you.
So I'm just going to attract people that have sickness? Or
You're
what?
going to attract people so that you can help them get it out of their system.
This is really hard, Isabella.
I know. And I could tell you all the reasons why they're actually getting sick and like all the things, but it's not going to help you if you keep thinking that you're the reason.
Okay.
So if you have one inside of you, why can't your clients?
Because I'm horrible for having one.
What else do you take it to mean about yourself that you have a parasite?
I'm dirty. I don't have sound judgment. I'm stupid. I didn't listen to my family, my culture. I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed of this. And it's like this secret I've kept in. I haven't really told anybody either.
What specifically did you not listen to around your family and culture?
To not have sex before marriage. To only get married to who they told me to get married to. And then I would have been healthy. That's like what my brain always tells me. I feel cursed. All I wanted was to have choices, you know? And it's like, once I started making choices of who I wanted to love, it's like something happened and now no one's gonna love me. It's wrong. I think I just keep hearing that it's so wrong to have this.
What's your definition of wrong?
It wasn't supposed to be like this.
What's your definition of wrong?
Not deserving. Like, yeah, not deserving. Unworthy. Holy shit.
What was that holy shit moment for you?
I don't know. I just think this thing, this like virus that I have, it's like so wrong. But I think I only got it because I made my negative emotions and my, like those things so wrong my whole life. Because there's something around it that doesn't make me feel worthy to have bad things happen. Or like, when bad things happen to us, I just think I didn't deserve what I went through when I was a kid. So I just hide it like a lot. I hide everything that's negative.
What's your definition of right?
Like easy. Like it's like a no-brainer, like something that's just easy.
When you think about making choices for yourself based on the person you want to be, what comes up for you?
Um, it's kind of like two things. Because right when you said that, the first thing that came up, and I don't know if this is related, when I came on the unlocking speaking call, and I told you guys that I just half-ass everything just to get by, and I won't put myself on like a schedule. It's like that's who I want to be, is like this disciplined person that's like on her shit, knows her worth, is like building this multi-million-dollar company, has this love of her life, and is just routines and like able to like do all that. But then it's like the choices that I've made have all been in like drugs, alcohol, and like not having good discernment with men and skating by and still somehow being the cool girl. So I don't know if that helps.
Were those the two things that came up?
Can you ask the question again?
When you think about making choices for yourself on who you want to be, what comes up for you?
I have to fight. I have to fight in order to have that. It's not something that comes easy.
So if it doesn't come easy, does that mean that it's wrong?
I mean, I've been told it was wrong my whole life. Yeah. I didn't want to believe that it was wrong. But maybe, yeah, maybe now it's wrong because it's happened.
So based off your definition of wrong, of not deserving and unworthy, you are essentially saying that you don't deserve and you're not worthy to make choices on who you want to be.
Yeah, because they've always been wrong. And I've hurt my dad with all my choices. And my dad used to blame that he has high blood pressure and he has to go on medication because of me. Because I caused him so much discomfort from making choices. So he blames his like hypertension on me.
So, Navi, I want you to hear what you just said.
Yeah.
Coaching is not the reason your clients are being sick. You've been projecting other people getting sick because of you for your whole fucking life.
Uh,
It has nothing to do with coaching. It has nothing to do with this thing with your purpose.
yeah.
So how are you making yourself sick?
By trying so hard not to be the problem.
So how's it a problem if you are the problem?
God, my fucking throat's closing up. Because then somebody will get angry at me.
How's that a problem?
I just can't handle it. Like I can't handle like people being angry at me. It's just been my whole life. Like what the fuck? And then I'm not allowed to be angry. Just people being angry at me. I was so disconnected from my anger too. Like I could never say anything when someone was doing me wrong or hurting me.
So what's stopping you from being angry?
I don't want to hurt somebody.
Okay, well, you already are. So what's stopping you from hurting? What's stopping you from being angry?
Fear, I'm scared
Of,
of hurting somebody.
but you're hurting yourself, Navi. By not being angry, you are hurting yourself. It's already happening. So what are you afraid of?
I I don't know. I think I'm afraid of being my dad.
Perfect. And if you become your dad, how is that a problem?
Then I'm gonna be fucking narcissist and be scary to everybody like a fucking monster. And I'll be using my anger to control people as like a fear tactic. That's pretty extreme.
Yeah. You won't let yourself be angry over any little thing because you don't want to turn into a narcissistic, controlling monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even say no, that's not okay with me. Or I don't want to do that. I don't like being treated like that. I can't say these kinds of things.
So, what if you did become your dad and you did become narcissistic, scary, a monster, and controlling?
I'd be so he's just so like mad at the world. Like, I don't know.
So, what are your negative thoughts and emotions if you were to become that?
It's like you just want to make other people's lives so bad to make you feel good, but at the end of the day, he doesn't even feel good. So why is he doing that?
So, what are your negative thoughts and emotions?
I'm angry.
Great. Feel it.
I'm angry. And it makes me sad too, and like really hurt.
Okay, but let's go back to the anger. Do you
Okay.
actually feel the anger? Do you feel angry actually?
I do feel angry.
Great. How do you do angry? Do you get loud? Do you scream? Do you yell? Do you just like sit there and just like steam come out of your ears and your face turns red? Like, how do you do angry?
I get very loud and very sharp with my words.
Great. So, what do you need to be angry about right now? That if you could just be angry at it for like 10 seconds, would allow you to just know that you can feel anger and move on.
Okay, it's just not fucking fair.
What isn't?
It's not fair that it's not fair that just because I made choices, I got myself into these fucked up situations. And now on top of that, I have this judgment about it because I'm scared of like, it's like my dad's voice inside my head, like, I told you so. Like, yeah, I got myself into some pickles, but at least I'm fucking free and I'm learning. When my other two siblings, they're fucking in the house because they did not speak up and they did not rebel against my dad. And now they both have mental health issues. They're sick. They're on pills for depression and anxiety and bipolar disorder, and they don't know how to speak their mind at all. And they're very handicapped. I end up being the independent child that my parents don't have to worry about because I let myself leave the fucking house. But they're stuck in the palace and they don't know how to do shit. They're scared of like the drop of the pin after they leave the house. They have social anxiety and agoraphobia. So how is it fair that I get fucking bullshit all the time? I don't know. I don't know. I think that's what I'm angry about. I don't think choices are like innately like wrong. Like I think I'm just meant to learn lessons.
Yeah, you are.
And I wasn't learning shit in that house because all he was doing is yelling. And that's not how I learn. That's not how my nervous system learns.
Do you feel better now? Do you need to let any more out?
I don't I This is the thing that's making me want to quit coaching, but I'm just gonna say it. And like literally only 5 people know this. I don't even know how many people are on this call. But it's really fucked up that I got herpes. That's what makes me want to quit coaching. Because I'm so ashamed of it. And I don't even get outbreaks because I'm pretty healthy. But when I do, which I had one this past week, it's making me want to hide. And it's reminding me how much of a piece of shit I am. And I coach people on relationships and I can't even figure that out. The first guy beat me, the second guy robbed me, the third guy did not take care of me and I was like a sugar mama, and the fourth guy gave me herpes. So why do I deserve to do this? I'm mad. I'm really mad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I could even take it to myself. Maybe I'm mad at myself, but I'm actually just really mad at life because that's fucked up. All I wanted was not to have an arranged marriage, and I wanted to make choices who I was going to marry. And now all this happened.
Coming out for you right now.
Like, my dad was right. I should have just listened been quiet and not worked, not had a job because he got mad that I got a job when I was 16 because Indian girls aren't supposed to work. I've said fight for fucking everything in my life and it's still fucked up. And now everything's like coming up. I'm in $50,000 of debt. Still more like 100K in debt. Fucking don't know how to have intimacy now because nobody's gonna love me because I have this. And then I'm not able to even live on my own. I'm renting a room. And I just feel like all those things are defining me right now, and I'm really sick of it. I'm not what's happening to me, right?
But what do you take it to mean about yourself that you have to fight for everything?
That things just don't come easy for me. I'm wretched. I'm cursed. There's something really terribly wrong with me. I wasn't meant to be here. Like, I just wasn't meant to be alive. Yeah, my cousin's getting married this year, and we're like the only cousins that are like the same age. We're only a month apart, and she's getting married, and she has this house, and, like everything's set up for her. And I just feel like I've never compared myself before in my life until now. It's really fucked. I thought I would be somewhere else right now.
So what do you take it to mean about yourself that she's in one place and you're in a different place?
That's only gonna go downhill for me. I'm
So
not
what do
gonna
you take
get
it to
what I
mean
want.
about yourself?
And I'm just fucked up, Isabella. I'm just fucked up. It's almost like it's proving everything. Like I'm just a crazy one. Like I've always been the crazy one, no matter what group I've been in my whole life. I tried to be part of the yoga world and I was still the crazy one. The Indian crowd and I was still the crazy one. The American kids, I was still the crazy one. Like I just don't know. I just don't know. Like why am I even here? Like why do I even have these big dreams? Like why am I even doing everything that I'm doing? Just want to be simple. Like why couldn't I have just listened to my parents?
Okay. So you were simple and you did listen to your parents. Where would you be right now?
I'd be with a guy, probably having like 3 kids and cooking and cleaning, and I'd have financial stability.
Okay. And emotionally and mentally, where would you be right now?
I wouldn't speak up. I wouldn't be allowed to speak up. My mother-in-law would be on my ass to make sure that I'm up in the morning, taking care of things, having a routine,
And
having
you
a
would prefer that over this right now, over the freedom and the choice. And yes, there's some shitty shit that happens, but at least you get to like choose your own adventure. Or would you rather just be a submissive little bitch to your arranged marriage husband and his mother-in-law and be a housewife pregnant and barefoot in the kitchen who hates her fucking life? You would prefer that over what you have right now.
No, that's why I did what I did.
Great. So that's why you're here.
But what if I'm guiding people the wrong way because now I have a virus? And I don't have a savings account and I'm in a shit ton of debt. What if I'm guiding people the wrong way? What if it's, yeah, all this sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but and make your own choices, but everyone's fucked now. And I'm bringing them into my whole fucked up life. And most of my clients are Indian too. And my dad's even said, "Oh, great, you're gonna teach them all your ways."
what you are experiencing right now is rejecting VL3 and going into 4. I love you. And it's not fun for you.
I
But
want guilt.
all the shame, all the guilt, all of the how dare I had been my own person and did things for myself. That's not right. That's wrong. That's not good. That's bad. My love, you are just going into VL4. I'm sorry. It's just normal. It's just normal. You're just rejecting the fuck out of VL3.
Yeah, and my next level of my business is to operate in systems.
Yes. And now you spent this whole thing. You're like, why couldn't I have been this lady who like you're like, I want to be like disciplined and organized and like have all these things. I'm like, my love, those are all VL4. That's all VL4 thinking.
Yeah, systems are sexy and I need that right now. And I've been resisting it for a while.
So all that's happening right now is you're exiting a values level and entering a values level. And that shit sucks.
Yeah, it does. I feel very guilty. I feel like the past 4 years, what if I fucked my client's life up? And maybe I was making the coaching about me. So what do I do? Do I go apologize to them?
No, they projected that shit happening.
Yeah, I mean, they're all living their lives. They're fine. They're still messaging me saying thank you. So
The only one who sees a problem is you.
gotcha.
Right now, your client, they don't think anything's a problem. They're not equating what you're doing with them to their illness. You are.
Yeah, they're not, because I just texted the one yesterday to see how she's feeling with the nausea and all that. And she said, I feel great today. And I did your meditation last night and it was wonderful because I still needed something like that. She still needed some of my energy.
Yes. You're the only one making it a problem.
Jesus.
And guess what? We tell you this right from the beginning. You do not need to be an expert in their problems because you're an expert in the coaching process. You don't have to know the ins and outs of a relationship in order to coach somebody around it. I've coached people through divorce. I've never been married or divorced.
That's true.
Doesn't matter. I don't need to have experienced their problem in order to help them. So stop it.
That's so true.
Stop it.
Oh, Barsha, I think Barsha's Indian. Now there's more shame that there's an Indian person that heard me say all that.
Guilt and shame.
Damn, this is crazy. I've been holding on to this secret my whole life. I mean, not my whole life, like since a couple of years, but yeah.
You've been holding on to something that you have equated all of these negative thoughts and emotions to. Everybody in this fucking chat loves you. There's 40 fucking people on this this webinar.
Oh, Jesus. Now 40 people know that I have herpes.
Literally nobody cares. Literally nobody cares. You're the only one that cares.
It's so important, though. Thank you for telling me that nobody cares. That makes me feel better.
They care about you, but they don't care that you have those problems. Everybody's got shit.
Oh my God. You know, there's so much pressure growing up being Indian on like always having everything perfect, but it's just so fake. And like, I just think this is going to be a part of my journey.
Yes.
I'm going to help a lot of women out there that have felt like that with me, like the same things that I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why you made all the choices you've made and you've done all the things you've done so that you can fucking help people, you crazy lady.
This is it's a hard job.
You picked it. You
Yeah.
decided that your purpose, that was your purpose.
Yeah, you know what? I really did because I like to actually blend. I fucking enjoy blending my background in psychology with like actual life experience because I think that it really helps people.
And that's why you made all the choices you made. That's why you've experienced all the shit you've experienced.
Yeah.
You even said it earlier. It's because you get learnings. It's a lesson you need to learn
Why do I have to get the hardest lessons?
because you think that nothing comes easy to you. So you're not going to fucking project anything easy coming your way until you switch that up. So would you
Okay.
like to now build up the other side and
I would love to.
okay.
Thank you
So when
everybody for the love in the chat. I'll read all the things later, but yeah, wow.
when
Wow.
was the first time that you had guilt and shame and thought that you were unlovable?
As soon as I started speaking my voice, probably like 5.
Around what happened about around that time?
I don't have any specific memories, but I just remember expressing and talking and either getting ignored or like being ashamed, like being put down, like yeah, if I was expressing anything, even if I was expressing joy, it's like too much. If I was expressing words, too much.
So what did you take that to mean about yourself?
That man, expressing myself is going to be hard. Yeah, just a lot of fear tactics were around me. So I think I took it to mean like it was really weird because I wanted to express myself. Like it didn't stop me from expressing. I didn't shut down. I actually ended up getting louder. So it was like now I have to be really loud in order to be heard. So again, just trying, I took it that I have to try really hard. So I'm like unworthy to be here. Like I have to prove my worthiness.
So what did you need that you didn't get?
Attention, love, safety, positive affirmation would have been nice. Um, Hugs. I was taking care of my baby sister at the time. She was just born and my parents worked a lot. So I think I also needed like someone to take care of me.
I got one more because you said it earlier.
Care? No.
You needed to be heard.
Yeah, I did.
Because if you had just been heard, you wouldn't have had to try so hard.
Yeah, I just wanted to be accepted. Because everything I said was also ended up somehow being a threat because I was saying things that were different than the upbringing.
Because you needed attention, love, safety, positive affirmation, hugs, to be taken care of, to be heard, and to be accepted. And you didn't get that. What qualities and characteristics of yourself did you suppress?
Confidence. Honesty comes up. Um, Magnetism comes up. My radiance. Self-care. I'm trying to think of like what quality would I have if I wasn't needing to prove myself all the time and get louder? Probably like just trust in myself. Because I think I do that because I'm not like fully trusting. So I just like bulldoze. Um, just safety within my body.
What else?
Mm, my freedom. Because I don't think I would take on so much of like the fixing role.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like it would be like a double whammy, like, oh, I'm the problem, so let me go and fix it. When it's like, yeah, like I feel like I would just have a lot of freedom, like clarity for sure. I'd have more clarity. And I'd want to be alive, to be honest. My vitality.
What are the qualities and characteristics of somebody who's alive?
they're they're purposeful. They, they wake up and they're excited to be alive. They're feeling purposeful. They're open to learning. Like no matter what happens today, it's a new day and I get to learn. That's what I think about when I think about someone who's just like alive. They're dancing, they're playing. Yeah.
So when you have attention and love and safety and positive affirmation and hugs and you're taken care of and you're heard and accepted and you have confidence and honesty and magnetism and radiance and self-care and self-trust and you feel safe in your body, you have your freedom and clarity and you're alive and you just have this like vitality, you're purposeful and excited and you're open to learning. What do you have?
I have a pretty great life.
That's right.
I have a lot of compassion. I have a lot of connectedness in that state. And it's like I'm unbothered by bullshit. Like, okay, like maybe if it bothers me, it'll bother me, but it's not like something that's gonna like I'm gonna drown in for a couple days and just hide like secretly.
Okay, so what's a positive word for not bothered by bullshit?
I'm just like secure. I have a knowing. Like I'm just more concerned with truth rather than anything.
Perfect. And when you have a great life, compassion, connectedness, you're secure and you have this knowing, what do you feel?
Joy, love, gratitude, hope, like a badass. Like I love myself. I think the love that I was seeking from everyone else, or maybe a man, it's like I just feel like in this state of all these words that you just said, it's like I just love myself the way I want to be loved.
Yeah.
I feel it.
And when you have a pretty great life and you have compassion and connectedness, secure and knowing, and you feel joy and love and gratitude and hope and badass and that self love, what are the positive qualities and characteristics of yourself?
Um, a lot of light. I'm present. I'm silly and playful and just spreading joy. And it's like authentic joy because I'm not hiding any parts of myself. So I'm just like authentically joyful.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when you know that you're giving yourself the attention and love and safety and positive affirmation and the hugs, and you're taking care of yourself and you're hearing yourself and accepting yourself, and you have the confidence and honesty and magnetism and radiance and self-care and self-trust, and you feel that safety in your body, and you have freedom and clarity, and you're alive and you have vitality, and you're purposeful and excited and open to learning, and you have a pretty great life. You have compassion and connectedness. You're secure. You're knowing. You have joy, love, gratitude, hope. You're a badass. You have that self love that you just give yourself. And you have light and present, and you're silly and playful, and you're spreading this authentic joy. When you know and have and feel and be and are all of those beautiful, wonderful, amazing things, what can be different about your clients and being in their discomfort and maybe feeling physical symptoms?
I think I can just hold the space and that's just what they need.
Yep.
Maybe they just need to be seen and heard. And
Yep.
I don't need to meddle with trying to change their state.
Right.
I think that that'll actually naturally change their state
Yep.
because then they'll get the learnings from whatever the sickness is telling them because they have that ability. They're smart inside of themselves.
And do you believe that you can have trust, freedom, wisdom, and power to make yourself a better coach?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you feel clear in your mind, grounded, and have clear navigation in your body and feel open?
Yeah.
And then, hold on, I'm not done yet. And then, do you feel like this parasite that's kind of like up in like your womb space and your sacral chakra? What can happen to that parasite now?
think I think I can just embrace it and love it. And it's really not a big deal unless I make it a big deal.
Yeah.
I actually don't even feel like it. I feel like I just feel like it's not a thing. I think I was over identifying with it earlier.
Yeah.
I think I can love myself with it instead of ignoring it and thinking that that's me loving myself.
And lastly, do you believe you can feel the whole entire spectrum of emotions freely and openly, the good and the bad?
Yeah.
So is there anything else you need to talk about today in order to feel whole and complete?
No, I just thank you so much. This was a really hard one for me. Like I was gonna go to the grave with this, and now I just let it out in front of I don't even know, yeah, 40 something people. I was gonna go to the grave with that. Like I just feel very free right now.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime. Thanks for letting me yell at you. Kind of. I only just raised my voice a little bit.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I know we're at time, and I do want to answer any questions, so I'll stay on a couple extra minutes for those that have questions and for those that want to hear the answers. I want to answer any questions that anybody has. It was a fun call today. And I promise you, Navi, when you go to Elevate and you learn about healing crises, all of this will make so much more sense.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that, truly, because this is exactly who God sends me, is a lot of people with severe trauma and all of that. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Okay. So Tani, you asked, at what point did you feel you got to the greater problem? So you're totally free from all this, Navi. I feel like I got to the greater problem around where we got to like having to fight for everything. And there wasn't necessarily like any specific words, but then she's like started talking about like the shame and the guilt. And then we were like talking back and forth. And I was like, okay, like we're about as far as she's essentially taken herself, right? So taken herself like internally. She hasn't, like she said, she hasn't said some of this stuff out loud or like told people. So as far as she's like allowed herself to go. And then I wanted to hold the space for her to get angry because I knew that the anger was actually going to be the biggest shift, just to support her and knowing that you can get a little bit angry and not go full on in this, but in her brain, even just a little bit of anger was going to turn her into her dad. So I was like, great, be angry. I'll hold the space for you. Yell at me, scream at me, throw things, kick things. I was like, how do you do anger? I was just preparing all of y'all on the line. Like, how do you do it? Like, let the people know they can prepare. That's kind of when I was like, okay, great. And then after the anger, then like the shame, the guilt, all of that came up. So I kind of grabbed that and then unlovable because she kept repeating that over and over and over again. That's when I was like, okay, great, we're going to take that into the root cause. How do you feel the need to raise your voice to get someone to go deeper? Great. I don't all the time. And sometimes your clients, they need to be top dogged a little bit. So when you guys go through Evolve, you will learn the values levels, which I was talking a little bit about. And values levels 3, people who go into 3 in stress, which is where Navi was, which is totally fine. They need somebody to kind of like essentially like top dog. They need somebody to kind of like get above them and then put them essentially back in their place. It sounds really bad, but I promise you that's just the best way to explain it. So having to like match her level and then go above a little bit to kind of get her to come down so I could bring myself back down is essentially what I did. So I only knew I needed to do that because she was just spiraling. So she was just spiraling, was not seeing any other thing. She was stuck in the dichotomy. She was stuck in like I don't need to be here. Why am I doing this? Like, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, great. I'm going to match your energy. I'm going to go a little bit above your energy and I'm going to bring you down so that we can now be back at the same energy, just lower. So I only knew I needed to do that to get her out of it because she was spiraling. It varies depending on the person, and you have to have really good rapport. So please don't just go yell at your clients. You have to have really good rapport. And I knew that at the end of the day, Navi was going to love me and we were going to get her to the other side. So you have to also be projecting like at the end of the session, everything's going to be perfect, exactly how it's meant to be. So I knew that at the end of the session, we were going to end. Whether I left her, I did debate not building up her other side. I will tell you that. I did debate just leaving her in her shit just for the purpose of her experiencing what her clients do because she wouldn't let them stay in her shit. So I was gonna be like, stay in your shit, girlfriend. See you next week. But that was only if she wasn't willing to like get to the other side. Like she was very dead set on like this is how it is, stuck in that dichotomy. So she wasn't going to break the dichotomy. I was going to leave her in her shit. But I didn't. So yeah, that's kind of how you know when to raise. You're just matching their energy, going a little bit above and then bringing them down. That's probably a way better way to explain it. Yes. Any other questions? I know we're a couple minutes over. Okay. You know, I can't wait for Elevate 2. It's gonna be amazing. Thanks, Navi, for letting me play inside your brain.
Thank you so much. I feel really clear. Yeah.
Yes. So, and it helped so many others on the line. So thank you for going there.
Welcome,
Nothing
everyone.
bad happened. All the good stuff happened.
That's right.
All the good stuff happened.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for holding the space, for sending the love. You're very welcome. It was lots of fun. And I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Oh, no, not next week. Not next week. Next week is the master class. There will be no calls next week. I love you all. It's the master class. Bye.